Let's get this thing going.
Check 1, 2.
The Hip Hop Study Hall podcast with DJ Ekin starts now.
About hip hop.
Officer Kim Potter, who shot the, oh my God, let me get this right before I get this name wrong, because I don't know how I would do that. Well, the verdict came down today. And here we go. Ex-police officer Kim Potter is sentenced to 24 months in prison in the killing of Daunte Wright. And she is the officer that shot the black man that mistakenly pulled out her gun instead of her taser. Right? First off, when those stories happen, what do you as a young black woman, having a black father, of course, what do you think about how do those hit you?
Ooh, they hit close, hard. It's kind of upsetting to see how the media does portray it. And I know it brings like this provoking feeling among the community, like, hey, like, we need to do something about this. I know not too long ago we had some riots and things like that involving gun violence and things of that sort. But something definitely has to be done because not just with gun violence, but violence in general, it's getting out of hand. And I was actually watching the news a few days ago, and they were saying that gun violence has absolutely increased. I'm not going to say the percent, I don't recall off the top of my head, but it's increased since the pandemic, and they're attributing it to mental health and people not using resources and seeking the help that they need, and they're fueling and building up everything inside and kind of just letting it out in the absolute most incorrect, wrong ways. So I think that this is definitely something that needs to be paid attention to, and we have to do something about it.
Yeah, I have a different problem with this. Like I have the gun violence problem is it. And another thing I always like to make sure that I say here too is black lives have to matter to us too. Like I can't mistreat your life and then get mad when a white officer or somebody kills somebody else black, right? Like I can't mistreat you look like me. I can't be like, in a conversation with you and the next thing you know, I'm full blown mad and I take your life and you look just like me, or I'm disrespectful to every brother that I run into. But then I'm mad because a white officer kills, a black man. Yeah. My problem with this sentence is this dude's life was really only worth 2 years. Like whether she meant to or not, right? I feel, and it's crazy because I watch comedy so much, right? That I kind of take a lot of these things and a comedian will wind up saying something that'll resonate with me. And Chris Rock was like, some jobs you just can't get wrong. Yeah, not this wrong.
Oh
right?
No, not this wrong.
If you're
this
a pilot,
is very wrong.
Like if you're a pilot, you can't get on the plane one day and be like, I just don't feel like flying, but you're already way up in the air with a bunch of these people on the plane. You just can't be like, now I want the day off, bro. You got to get these people down, right?
They said, let's descend.
Right? Yeah,
I'm tired.
You can't do that, right? Like when you're an officer, you've been trained to know where your taser is and where your gun is, right?
Yeah.
And they feel differently, everything else. If you're that scared and in that split second you just take people's lives randomly and you can only get 2 years, then should you really be protecting and serving? Are you really protecting and serving?
Yeah, so there's this standard in the community that they're there to protect us. And it's kind of strange when we turn around and hear, oh my gosh, an officer shot someone by accident because they thought, it's like, what's going on? Literally,
right.
Your job is to protect us, and there's some exceptional officers out there, but there's also officers that kind of they might not do the right thing, and it gives an unsettling feeling in the community. Absolutely.
And another thing that bothers me about these things, right, is the judge always has something extra to add. Like they always got something extra to add. Oh, yeah. Now, first of all,
what did they add to?
First of all,
this one.
She was sentenced to 24 months and she got fined. Now, let's go to the maximum that she got convicted of first-degree manslaughter and second-degree manslaughter, right? The maximum sentence for first-degree manslaughter is 15 years and a $30,000 fine. And for secondary manslaughter, 10 years and a $20,000 fine. So you've gotten convicted of 2 crimes, right? Both that wound up in the killing of this young black dude, right? Here's the judge. And this is always what gets me when they decide these sentences, because the prosecutor was asking for at least 7 years. At least. She got 2 years and $1,000 fine. And she only has to serve 2/3 of that and can get out for the other third for good behavior. Right?
Oh, my word.
Here's what always gets me about these cases is when the judge does this. This is one of the saddest cases I have had in my 20 years on the bench, Chu said when delivering the sentence. Officer Porter made a mistake that ended tragically, but she never intended to hurt anyone. Look, man, let me tell you something. If I go out here and I hit somebody with my car, right, because I looked away at my phone, I didn't intend to kill anybody. I didn't. And people make those mistakes all the time. Matter of fact, let's use a perfect example here that happened here. Those 2 kids that were racing on Bayshore did not, I'm sure when they took off, intend to kill that woman and her baby crossing the street. But that don't mean they didn't do it.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? That husband can never get his child and his wife back.
Yeah.
Killed by a car going 100 miles an hour in a 35, right? This family can never get Daunte back.
Yeah.
Whether you say she woke up that morning and intended to kill a black man or not, that ain't what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
We're talking about the fact that she did it and got convicted. How do you get 2 years out of 2 counts of manslaughter that you were proven guilty for that carried maximum sentences of 15 and 10 years and we only get 2?
Yeah, something definitely does not add up here.
I know I wouldn't have got 2. I bet you that. Like,
No,
there's a lady that was in Jacksonville, Florida. Speaking of a whole nother thing, the stand your ground law. Her husband had been abusive. She felt threatened. She took a gun out. She didn't shoot him. She shot around him to let him to be like, look,
a warning. Yeah.
don't hit me.
Yeah.
Don't hit me. Don't put your hands on me or I'm going to use this weapon. That black lady got 20 years. That black lady got 20 years. Didn't shoot the guy. Didn't even graze him.
Wow.
And we know for a fact it was a domestic violence thing. This is my problem with the case like this. You understand what I'm saying? It's a clear double standard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I honestly feel like the criminal justice system doesn't really provide that justice that we're looking for in cases like these. And I think it's more than just holding somebody accountable too. So yeah, they did it. But like, what is justice to us? Because I don't think it's 2 years. And I think a lot of people wouldn't think it's 2 years either.
I know you're trying to get it, all the latest and greatest content from Hip Hop Study Hall, right? You trying to get your hands on that? It's DJ Ekin, man. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, all right? Get the alerts. Hit that subscribe button now.